Hello, everybody, and welcome to this month's edition of Musical Moments with the HBCU Collective. This is a busy week for CSI. When I'm talking about CSI, I'm talking about Conn Selmer Institute. We have a great event coming up this weekend in Atlanta, Georgia, and it's still time for you to come and join us. So this week, I have two of my great friends and colleagues with me. I have Miss Erin Steele, the Director of the Division of Education with Conn Selmer, and our Conn Selmer Clinician and Director of the Tiger Band at LSU, Dr. Kelvin Jones. They're both with me. We're going to talk a little bit about CSI this weekend in Atlanta and CSI this summer in Mishawaka, Indiana, June 11th through the 14th. This is going to be a nice conversation for you to learn all about Conn Selmer, all about Conn Selmer Institute, and what we're doing with HBCU specifically in this space of music education. There is a spot for us. There's a spot for you at CSI. Erin, you're the Director of the Division of Education. This is your first time on the Musical Moments with the HBCU Collective. How are you doing?
Thank you, William, for having me. We're doing great. Gearing up for a lot, as you just said, at Conn Selmer Institute, specifically this weekend in Atlanta. And then the summer in June, tons of HBCU representation going on, and I'm excited to talk about it. Thanks for having me.
Speaking of HBCU representation, can you just list some of the HBCU people you're going to have?
Sure.
Even this weekend, you have a couple of people I know with myself and Adam Brooks being there. But tell us about this summer in Mishawaka.
Yeah, this summer is going to be incredible. So I'm super excited about a lot of the new faculty we have. And of course, we have Dr. Kelvin Jones here with us on the call today. He's going to be one of them. In addition, Dr. Gregory Drain from Penn State University. We will have Dr. Shelby Chipman from Florida A&M University. We will also have O'Neill Sanford. We will have Ronald Carter. We will have Alfred Watkins. And of course, yourself.
I'll be there. And Shuni Ari will be there as well.
Shuni will be there.
It's going to be awesome. We're going to be there. There's a place for us. And we also have 5 winners of the CSI NAMM scholarships. You want to talk about that a little bit?
Sure. So every year, Conn Selmer partners with the NAMM Foundation, and we offer 5 HBCU scholarships. In addition, we also have 5 Jose Hernandez scholarships. Right. But if you would like for me to, I'd be happy to announce this year's winners of.
We got to celebrate them. Let's celebrate those 5
students. Let's do it. Okay, so we have Isaiah Smith from Savannah State University. We've got Michaela Hart from South Carolina State University. We have Ricky Mason, who's going to be joining us from Miles College, Ramik Nelson from Tennessee State University, and Zaya Bowens from Claflin University. So that's this year's.
Wow. Yeah. And we got some new schools being represented. That's great. Miles College and Claflin, that's going to be great. I know their directors very well. They're proud of their students coming, and it's good to see the music education programs at these schools supporting the students. And I'm happy that these students got online and completed these applications, and they're very excited about furthering their education and being ready for the field of music education when they graduate. Kelvin Jones, you're going to be talking to these students, those new teachers or potential teachers. You're doing about 3 sessions by yourself there, and I know you're doing one with me with a think tank. Talk about some of the sessions that you're going to be providing at CSI this summer.
Yeah, even before I get into mine, it's like for those that may not even be familiar with it, it's definitely a symposium and a conference. It's unlike anything that you may typically think about. It's definitely a spirit of collaboration, a spirit of learning, regardless if you're just coming in the profession or you've been in there a while, regardless of where you are on that spectrum. CSI especially is one that kind of targets all of those aspects, but try to have this just genuine learning perspective. We don't care how much you know, how little you know. It's all about learning. So regardless of what I may be doing or others, there will be something there for you as well. But since they asked about sessions that I'm doing, it's kind of hitting all different perspectives for like the music administrators and how to work with them, whether you are a band director, music teacher, or you're the assistant principal or superintendent. How can we work together? It's kind of turning that me perspective, the M upside down and make it a W, like Tupac or West Coast, if you will. Not about me, but how can we do things? For new teachers.
You're gonna be dropping bars during that session.
I'm just saying, giving free game right now. This is free game. For new teachers in the profession, how to make something out of nothing, because sometimes some of those initial jobs, even jobs you've been in a while, it may be under-resourced, it may be underfunded, it may not have the certain private lesson structure or multiple directors. It's just an N of one, which means like number one. It's just you, and you may have to teach everybody. How can you then take that situation and then grow that? So for those that may not be familiar with me, like, yes, I'm teaching at LSU now, but beforehand, I was at a small school in Louisiana named West Feliciana High School, where when we started off, we had 13 students. And so from there, we grew it to over 100, but it had to start somewhere. So having that perspective of how you can make something out of nothing, and also doing one for those that are experienced in the profession, like kind of score study on the go, because we're always busy. And if your jobs are anything like mine, it's always something else. Not only you're the music teacher, you're the counselor, you're the accountant, you're the entrepreneur spirit of how to do things, you're the politician, you're all of these things under this one umbrella.
And you got a home life.
Yeah. Yeah. And I'm married with 2 kids, right? So how do you find time for all these things to do what, we initially came in the profession to do? So it's finding times and strategies and techniques to be able to score study strategically while being on the go.
Man, that's a lot of information just from your sessions. And to think that there are multiple tracks, there are multiple instructors, there are hundreds of people that are going to be there together. But by the end of those 3 days, you will probably know most of the names, because guess what? We do everything together. We go to concerts together. We have meals together. We meet and we have late night chats together. It's an opportunity for you to be in a laid back situation and make the most of the educational experience. The concerts during this time, the keynote speakers are just phenomenal. And I just love to hear a little bit more from Erin about who we have performing and what else we have going on with CSI this summer.
So we're going to kick off in our opening session with the Navy Band Great Lakes, which is going to be a great way to start the conference. Then that evening, we're going to have Gateway's Brass Collective, which is going to be an amazing performance. And I know, William, you've heard them many times. I've only had the pleasure of hearing them once, so I can't wait for that one again. We're going to have the Moanin' Frogs on our last night on Tuesday evening. And then we have Alvin Law, who's going to be our keynote speaker. If I can add a few new things that we have coming up this year, which is just, I'm super excited about this one thing. We're starting a jazz reading session that's going to be led by Tony Garcia and Ryan Carter. And that's going to be on one of the evenings, and we're going to allow people to sign up to do that. But that's the chance of a lifetime if you're interested in jazz to be able to participate in that. Of course, we'll have our normal reading band sessions with Mike Ciuini and Richard Saucedo as well. We are also allowing for people to sign up for one-on-one consultations and appointments with any of our presenters. So whenever, some of them have some downtime in between their sessions, if they're willing to do appointments, which many of them always are, you'll have the opportunity to do that. So it's going to be fun. And just like you said, so much that we do together, including all of our meals. So you'll be sitting down at lunch and dinner, and you can sit with Alfred Watkins, you can sit with Ryan Carter and just pick their brain. So it's going to be a good time.
And it's important to know this is not the kind of conference where you get your suit and tie and your vest and all that stuff together. No, you're going to be in your polo shirts and your shorts and your flip-flops and your tennis shoes. It's laid back because we want you to be in the most comfortable state possible to really get all the information that we want you to be a sponge that week so that you get all the information and prepare yourself for the next academic year. It's going to be great. Now, Erin, people are still going to try to figure out, hey, if you're trying to come this weekend to Atlanta at North Atlanta High School, there's still time to do that. Beth Horton, our good friend in the Division of Education, is going to drop a few links in the chat right now, but you can come and still register for North Atlanta. And I think Erin may have come with some discount codes for this summer as well. So you want to share that with everybody?
I did. So yes, so North Atlanta this Saturday, it is not too late to register. In fact, we'll take registrations all the way to the start of the event on site even. But specifically for college students, it's only $10 to attend a full day of our conference. And we have specific track, even just in a one-day event for college students. So, very applicable sessions for you. And then we do have, Beth will drop this in the chat, a discount for our directors or music administrators for $20 off their registration. It's easy one to remember, the discount code CSI ATL. And then we have a free afternoon parent booster workshop that Dr. David Vanderwalker is going to be leading, absolutely free for any of your parent boosters to come. So we'd love to have you.
So wait a minute, Erin, you're saying that let's say I may have a district meeting from GMEA or something that I can't go to, or I might be in another state and I really want to get my boosters started. so they can be more effective. I can send my parents to this for
Yes, sir.
free. Wow, this is
Mhm.
hey everybody, I don't know if you heard that, but you really need to register for this weekend. It's going to be phenomenal. Erin, this summer, you got a code for those people who want to register for that as well?
You know, I got that too. So if you're a college student and you're tuning in, or if you're a director and you want to pass this along to your college students, they can get to CSI for only $99 if they use code, and Beth will put this in the chat, college 50 takes $50 off their registration. 99 bucks for the entire 3.5 days. So there's that. Then if you are a director, we're going to give you $200 off your registration. Institute 200.
So look, you have the cheat code, if you will, to get there. I don't care if you had to take plane, train, automobile. You got to be in Mishawaka, Indiana this summer, June 11th through the 14th. And this weekend, Saturday, the 29th of April, you got to be at North Atlanta High School in the city of Atlanta. In the state of Georgia, you got to be there. Georgia, I can say go Dogs to you since we got LSU on. Hey, we want to be there in Atlanta. We want to see you there. Erin and I'll be there. Beth will be there. We want to make sure that you see that. You get a chance to hang with the three of us, and our great leader, Dr. Tim Lawson-Heiser, will be there as well. We would love for you to come and chat with him. He's going to give a dynamic keynote here in Atlanta. So we just can't wait to see you. Erin and I are already waiting for you. Come on and join us. We can't wait to see you. Now, just on a serious note, people say, well, why are you all really honing in on really connecting with HBCUs? It has always been important to me to go where I'm uncomfortable to learn more. And sometimes you got to get outside of your comfort zone a little bit to just really better yourself. Kelvin, you've done that a lot throughout your career. What have been some of the great things that you have gained from being outside the comfort zone and learning more, and the benefits of professional learning and going to conferences and networking?
Yeah, it's huge. It's just like any kind of conversation. Think about those that like food. I'm a Louisiana guy, and food is a culture here. And let's say every day, and no offense to people that do this, kind of, but let's say every day you ate the exact same thing. Same chicken, you only use a little salt, nothing else, same rice every day. After a while, your diet becomes one thing. But let's go on a hunch. We throw in pepper. We throw in some seasoning salt, chili powder. Oh, maybe we saute the rice this week. Oh man, maybe we throw some soy sauce on there. Maybe we throw an egg in the rice and then dip that up. What if we put vegetables in the rice? So now we're talking about diversifying your experiences. In this example, I'm using culinary experiences. So sometimes if you're only doing the same thing all the time, you can't expect a different result, right? But if you kind of open your palate to be a vessel to take in more things, and we're in music. Imagine you only listen to the same music all the time. There's one genre, and maybe you're not used to experiencing blues, bluegrass, jazz, different forms of jazz, hip hop, electronica, EMDM. I could go on and on and on. The more well-rounded you are, that makes you a better musician. It's the same takeaways when it comes to professional development, education, because you may know how to tune a clarinet for your instrument, for your students, but what if you can find 8 different ways to teach that same concept? Now we're getting differentiation of instruction. Now you're becoming a better teacher, a better communicator, a better administrator, better all the things. And you can learn something from anybody. So it's always so important to put yourself, and it may feel uncomfortable situations, but maybe these conferences or maybe these things, maybe you're going to CSI and you don't know one person. You just met Dr. Irvin on here. You see me, you see Erin on here. You don't know nobody else. That's perfect, because you're putting yourself out there at the perfect type of event to grow and learn. Leave it with this. In order to have any kind of impact, you have to have a kind of challenge. Electricity happens, there's impact, and then from there, something changes there. So these are the moments you want to have those impact. That way you can kind of be changed and be that light to share with your students moving forward.
Man, this is a session right now. I feel like I'm at CSI already. Erin, I'm very passionate about HBCUs. I'm really passionate about everybody moving forward in music education. But when it comes to HBCUs, I've graduated from 2 of them, and you know that I'm passionate about it. Why is it something that you, as the director of the Division of Education, have really honed in on as something that we need to pay attention to?
Right. And I'm proud of all the work that Conn Selmer has done to just include, we've really made a conscious effort to include so many fantastic music educators from HBCUs on our clinician roster. And to just go back to what Kelvin was saying, you are spot on, where it can't be the same thing all the time. And what's unique about what Conn Selmer offers, not only just at CSI, just in everything that we do educationally, there are people that teach in every kind of situation you can think of from all parts of the country. And that's exactly what we have at CSI too. If you look at the roster of our faculty, are you kidding me? Every spice, every little different cuisine is in that faculty alone. And then the way we do this with the different tracks, that makes it completely customized as to where you are in your teaching. Whether you're a college student, there are 3 different tracks: first year, second year, third and fourth year. Then you go into the new teacher track, and then all the different director tracks for people with experience, music administrator. So we are really covering the basis to make sure you have access to everything you could possibly have. And it's getting out of your comfort zone. CSI is the perfect place to do that, because there's not going to be a single time that you're by yourself or in a corner not knowing anyone. We just put our arm around you from the get-go. We have this team of volunteers that is just spectacular, that will make sure you're completely taken care of, and our faculty is just second to none. So we are super excited to welcome everybody to Conn Selmer Institute, and we hope you'll take advantage of that. But I can't, just to piggyback on everything Kelvin just said, whether you can come to CSI or not, just make sure you're dipping your toe in the water and getting used to going to these types of events and learning from everyone you can. We're always learning, no matter if we're 19 and just starting to get into this profession, or we're 50 some years old and still learning today.
Well, HBCU Collective, you heard it here first. I mean, we're getting some great knowledge from our guest this month, Erin Steele, from the great Division of Education at Conn Selmer, and our good friend, Dr. Kelvin Jones at LSU. Now, listen, next month we have another treat for you. We have Mr. Harvey Thompson and Mr. Ralph Nader from BYOS, Bring Your Own Style. They're going to give you some summer hacks, percussionists, on how to keep things going and practicing over the summer while you get ready for your drumline stuff. They'll talk a little bit about DCI. They'll talk a little about HBCU style and just how to keep up with your chops. So we're going to chop it up with BYOS next month. So we look forward to seeing you there. Erin, thank you so much for joining us today. Dr. Jones, thank you so much for joining us again. You're always a fan favorite. Hey, we're missing our good buddy today. I had to give him a shout out. He couldn't make it on. But Dr. Greg Drain, we miss you, man. We can't wait to see you this summer. Dr. Chipman, we'll see you this summer as well. Hey, folks, make sure you tune in every month. Drop us a line in the chat. Let us know if you're going to come to CSI this summer, or if I will see you in Atlanta this weekend. Until next time, folks, this is the HBCU Collective Musical Moments right here on Zoom. See you later.